What's up, everyone? Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Nerdgasm Podcast. Today you have Willie with you.
Zach, Romeo 313.
Jules, Fate Alexander.
And today we're going to be discussing Club Nintendo's closing, Amiibos, piracy and how it can affect the industry, Miyazaki's retirement, and movie casting and trailers. So let's go ahead and get started with Club Nintendo.
Jules, this is your area of expertise.
Oh, well, you guys know I'm a Nintendo fanboy, right?
Yes.
So, when it comes to Nintendo, that's like I'm just a dork that way. I love Nintendo. I love everything they do. So, Club Nintendo... Yeah, I'm an 80s kid, so I grew up with Club Nintendo, or I grew up with Nintendo, and now Club Nintendo was like, I love everything Nintendo's always done. They've always really taken care of, at least in my opinion, they've always really taken care of their fan base, right? And Club Nintendo, when did it start? I don't even remember.
I honestly don't know, but you forgot the one big thing. They really take care of their own property, too. So if the game gets released, it's going to be a solid game. There's not going to have an Assassin's Creed, out where it's a completely broken game.
Don't even bring that up.
Nintendo really, when it comes to first-party products,
Nintendo,
their stuff is practically fully baked when it comes out. There's not really any issues with it.
Maybe every once in a while, but they're so minuscule, it's kind of like.
And Club Nintendo was added incentive to buy their games, because you bought a game. If you guys don't know what Club Nintendo was, it was a rewards program for people who purchased first-party or Nintendo titles. They had codes inside, and this is all the way back to GameCube. GameCube had it, and then Wii had it, and then DS, 3DS, and now,
and I was
of course,
late to that
Wii U.
party. I remember you, coming over and be like, hey, you need these points?
Yeah, you just take them, whatever,
take
right?
them. I don't need them.
Yeah, and they had different tiers. They had a regular member, and then they had gold, and then, of course, if you got to platinum, and they were based on scores. Based on points that you accrued or games that you
through that year.
Through that year, yeah.
So you had to qualify every year. So you had to keep buying Nintendo stuff, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you got some of the most awesome free stuff.
Exclusive stuff.
Exclusive. Like, you can find some of the stuff on eBay right now, and you're paying $20, $30 for a free pack of Nintendo playing cards.
Let's talk about the gold nunchuck that you got that goes for like $80 to $100 on eBay that complements the Skyward Sword version of the Wii mode. Wii mode. Mm-hmm. And I was not able to.
And that was only if I remember correctly, I think that was only 800 coins.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Which you got anywhere from 45 to 60 coins per game that you put in, depending on if it was a 3DS or
surveys.
Wii and surveys. You had to do the surveys. You got the coins if you did the survey. But, so you could amass all these coins and then save them up, get your platinum status, get your exclusive gift that you got for being platinum, or your exclusive gift that you got for being gold, or just for being a Club Nintendo every year. You got it, they told you about it and you got it shipped out late January, February, March, sometime around there. But now, 2015, like everything happens, things change, right? So, Club Nintendo is now retiring. It's going away. Nintendo's closing it down.
And do you think that might have had something to do with the club rewards for the last go-round, which was just a game? That really angered a lot of Nintendo fans.
I think that they were just getting ready. I think, because, Nintendo's very calculated. I think they were saying, we're going to shut this down in 2015. So your 2013, 2014 Club Nintendo members, we're only going to give you digital. We're going to get you conditioned to this digital download because that's all you're going to get in 2014, 2015 because we're shutting it down, right? So,
and I think that, and we didn't even say that they are rolling out a new program that is yet to be discussed. We have no known idea what they're going to offer.
Who knows?
But I will say this: the people that are actually upset. I mean, really, it's kind of like one, you're getting something for free. Two, they're rolling out another program.
Yeah, so they're keeping a loyalty program.
Until we find out more information, it's really not worth getting mad about. It's like, think of it as a name change, essentially.
Truly, and I'm hoping that they still keep with the format of giving you physical things that are exclusive to Nintendo. Like, I've been fortunate enough to get platinum for 6 years in a row now. And so I have some really awesome platinum rewards, and I think it's amazing. So I'm hoping that they keep, maybe not so much the tiered level. Of course, it does give you something to strive for. But I really want to see what the new iteration of their loyalty program is going to be. But all in all, it is going away. But even though it's going away, Nintendo has released 170 or 75 or 175.
Yeah, it was an insane list.
It was 100 and something.
If you can't find a game out of there, you're probably not a gamer.
I already downloaded 3 games in there,
and they're all based on your coins.
And I still need to add more of my coins that I've been saving up.
There is, I think, for 800 coins, maybe a little less, a really awesome Zelda Messenger bag.
I did.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, Majora's Mask.
I already have too many messenger bags at this point.
But there,
I looked up the date of when it started. It looks like in Japan, Club Nintendo started in October 2003. In Europe, it started in May 3rd of 2002. And then North America, where we got it in December of 2008. Okay. If those are correct.
Of course. That doesn't surprise me.
I'm just surprised Europe got theirs before Japan did.
That is actually kind of odd to me, considering that North American game market is a huge market. We're not as ravenous towards Japanese things. That's why Nintendo is the way they are. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe like Europe really.
Well, if you ever notice, a lot of Nintendo in particular, I can't speak to Xbox and Sony, but Nintendo releases a lot of pre-order exclusives in Europe only.
Yeah, for example, like
that Yoshi 3DS was.
The Yoshi 3DS was cool. That's not that cool. During the promotion for Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, they released a little chest that you could put games in, but when you opened it up, it would with the Zelda,
and that was European only exclusive,
and that was awesome, and it never came out here.
Super Smash Brothers,
which we had pre-ordered, and we thought for a second like it would, and when we got there, they're like, "Here's your free."
Was it Ocarina of Time, or was it
Ocarina of Time,
or was it the one that's the Link Between Worlds?
Ooh, it was a Link Between Worlds. Okay. It was a Link Between Worlds, and anyways, but like
regardless, we didn't get it in America.
We didn't get it. In fact,
America.
We didn't know, and they didn't know until you went in there, and they were like, "Here's your code for like one of the Game Boy Zelda games." And you're like, "We probably already own this."
Yeah.
Thank you.
And physical copy.
Yeah. So, I guess what I'm going to say is like Club Nintendo, the people that complain about it, and like even I was guilty of that because. Last year's was just that digital download. I mean, I was a little upset about it, but after further thinking about it, I'm like, dude, you're getting something for free. Just shut up.
And then even
they don't have to do anything, and Nintendo's still Nintendo, obviously.
But like someone like me who's like I basically never met the Platinum because I was kind of didn't always have like a Nintendo product, and then finally. I gained enough coins to reach Platinum. Luckily, I didn't enter them in for last year's, but I entered them in for the upcoming, and then they announced that it's going away. So this is like the first time I reach Platinum status immediately, and then I'm probably going to get like crap.
But here's the deal:
I want a gold nunchuck.
You came in late.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially. And I mean, that's the shit into the stick, but you came in late.
Yeah.
It still sucks.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Because I'm like, especially because Julius is like, I got all these cool things and stuff. And I did reach when they gave the Zelda soundtrack. I did get that one, but then I was like, all right, this is cool. I need to start getting more points and stuff.
Soundtrack was awesome.
And then they're like, we just played it with you, man. We don't have it anymore. And I'm like, maybe though, since they're going away, maybe they'll do like one last hurrah and actually give something great. Let's think about that for a second.
Name another company that, based on what you purchase, gives away something free like that. Like Sony and Xbox have Xbox, Live or Games for Gold, and then the PlayStation Plus, you get games every month. But you are essentially paying somewhat for it because you're not going to like every game you're going to download.
You're kind of doing the same with the Nintendo thing because you're buying a game and entering points in because of the game you bought.
But we're talking like.
But this is something physically that I can keep forever.
Keep that very few people will get.
Especially if it's one of the tchotchkes or something that you can actually hold and touch and feel. And their digital downloads with Nintendo don't go away when you don't have a subscription.
Let's say they took away one of mine. I could never get it downloaded again, like a Donkey Kong game that I bought.
You need to talk to Nintendo about that.
Customer service. But
they don't. They're like Nintendo as far as like in terms of being a good company, their customer service sucks.
Well,
because they one of the games. No, wait.
Let's just do that on a different one. Let's talk about their customer service on a different one because we weren't talking about that.
I just wanted to give like the one example though,
but we don't need to. This is a high point.
I'm honestly telling you that like there was a Club Nintendo or a Nintendo customer service person that went way above and beyond for me. So I mean beyond like I could imagine. Like we got the Wii U when it first came out. We had day one Wii U, and then they announced, I don't know, maybe a year later, 2 years later, the Wii U Zelda edition. But we sold that Wii thinking, well, whatever. I already had like 80 hours on Earthbound on that, And so when we got the new one, we were like called up Nintendo, and like for a long time, like They're like, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. One of their representatives went to bat for us and got us everything back.
Oh, from your Nintendo ID?
Yeah, everything back. It was a big deal.
I bought one digital game and it didn't show. I didn't see you had to have like all these special controllers to play it because it's a Wii game, and just called and like 5 minutes later called and see if I can get it like basically refunded my points, and they're like, we don't do that. Talked to them for like 30 minutes. They're like, there's nothing we can do. We don't do that. And I'm like, it's a digital game. You can see I bought it 5 minutes ago. I didn't know I had to have all these special controllers, and like, we don't do that. But you had a great experience. Apparently,
I would have bought you a $20 Wii controller so you could play the game.
That's the principle.
Well, the principle, technically, the principle was you should have read the instructions. But
I did.
You obviously didn't read them too well, but anyway.
The controller that it showed, I thought was our pro controller that we bought.
Which I'll give you that. Like, the pro controller probably should work, but
especially from you. You always read the fine print.
I'm serious. Like, I read that, and nowhere did I come across, like, from that takeaway that I didn't have any of the controllers that I'd be able to play it.
I mean, you didn't play on the pad?
No. I couldn't even get into
what game was it?
It was a Wii
Paper
game.
Mario, yeah.
It was a Wii game.
I couldn't even get into the menu of the Wii without having a Wiimote.
Yeah, it's a Wii game. You know?
Okay.
But how can you... All right,
well, you don't sell consoles, do you? Like when you
I keep them. But I don't have
the
last Nintendo...
Dude, it was like the best-selling console of all time, and you never had a Wii?
It's gimmicky. I sold it to... Or I bought one from my parents, yeah. But, like, the last Nintendo console that I owned was a 64. When was the last time they played it? You just snag one of their controllers? No, they use it... I went and bought one at Vintage Talk. They had one for, like... the Goodwill, they had one for $10.
And you bought it?
One. Yeah.
So you have it now?
Yeah, but then you also have to have one of the classic remotes.
All right, so Amiibos are a thing. I'm not going to go into what they are necessarily, because I kind of figure that if you're listening to this on some level, you kind of got to know. But we have in-house a big Amiibo fan in Jules over here, and so I just want to know, like, because I mean the hunt's on, for the rare ones. It's okay. And some of you might know, some of you might not. I'm a sneakerhead, and sneakerheads are the most craziest people in the world. Like, I mean, obviously, no one's getting shot for Amiibos yet. But,
you don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's true.
They just don't report it.
I will say exclusivity, like Nike puts out a Jordan, I mean, it's gone in like no time flash. Like, you got to be there early in the morning. You got to be you got to have some bots. I mean, a lot of things. So I'm seeing the trend kind of move that way towards Nintendo with the Majora's Mask 3DS, the new 3DS XL that's coming out, where it's sold out everywhere. Like, it's sold out in GameStop.
2 hours.
It wasn't even 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
It was 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And then Best Buy sold out after a little bit, like 15 minutes. I mean, it's insane. And it's because Nintendo's kind of taken the Nike route, and they're going limited quantity, which is good for them, but bad for them, because I've never, ever run into a situation where, not generally, that a Nintendo product was hard to get. I mean, you might have to actually move your butt and go out and get it, but you could get it. I mean, you remember when, like, the Ocarina of Time 3DS XL came out? Like, if you didn't pre-order it, you were still okay. You could go to a couple stores, and I saw them for like a month afterwards. You know, you have a small window at least. Whereas in shoes, it's like you probably aren't going to get them unless you got the hookup. Amiibos. So what is the draw for you? Is it the Pokemon? Got to collect them all?
One thing real quick before you tell us the Amiibo thing. Like, have you been able to get like Nintendo's adapter for like their?
No, it doesn't exist.
No, that has been severely backward.
You're talking about the GameCube adapter.
Yeah, for the Smash Brothers.
For the Wii U, that thing was if you weren't smart enough to get
to
pre-order the $199.99 or $100 Super Smash Brothers, you didn't get that. And they did come out individually, and they were sold at a few retailers like Best Buy, and GameStop got one or two at $19 for this adapter. But now they're like $79 on eBay,
and they're still severely backward.
Yeah. And now you can pre-order at, or you can order at GameStop.com. You can order a $179 set that has the adapter and 4 special edition Super Smash Bros. GameCube controllers if you don't have GameCube controllers.
That is actually a pretty good deal, though.
It's a great deal if you don't have one.
I have so many games.
But if you're like me, who has 5 Wavebirds, you don't want a GameCube regular controller.
I think I got like 4 Wavebirds and like I don't even know how many wired controllers.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like. Ugh.
So, but yeah, I wasn't able to get that, and you know me, I'm a Nintendo head. So
yeah, a little backstory on that. Jules and I have known each other for like forever,
long time,
and so we've had some pretty epic Mario Party battles. So constantly wherever we went, we had to have lots of GameCube controllers. So controllers for us isn't an issue by any means, but for somebody that didn't, I mean, like,
I feel bad.
That's a good deal.
That's a great deal. It really is.
But I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Because just wait. I think there's some third-party ones that are coming out, too.
There's some really cool. There's a group, and I can't even think of the name of this company now that's making these GameCube controllers.
Mad Cat?
No. Oh, gosh. Let's not talk about Mad Cats. Jinx. But there's a company that makes these really cool GameCube controllers that are themed for your particular person that you like in Smash Brothers. They got Samus for themed ones, Yoshi, but regardless. But amiibos, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, for me, the draw is I love to collect things. I have a compulsion to collect things. Everybody knows this.
So you're like the collector.
Exactly, right?
No one can outrun the Flash.
And amiibos to me, but these, and you know, really what started this craze is Skylanders. So we're going to take it away from amiibos real quick.
True.
And Skylanders is what started this. Skylanders came out, and everybody knows Skylanders were these little bitty action figures, sort of statuettes, action figures that interacted in the video game, right? And the hunt began. Like, they made a few. They were pretty awesome. Everybody loved them. Activision did a great job. And bada bing, bada boom, they're selling like hotcakes.
They're still big, though.
Yeah, they're still massive. Like, they have a massive
You were into
selection.
Skylanders, too.
I was in the Skylanders.
But not Disney Infinity?
Never did the Disney Infinity. I have the 3DS version with 3 characters. Never even put it in the system.
Too much collecting for you at that point?
I think that's probably what it was.
Because I like some of those characters.
Some of the characters were awesome, especially when they got Marvel. And I'm
like Jack Skellington. Like, of course I wanted that. And you know what? I couldn't find it.
Oh,
wait, no, I could find it. And then I was like, you know what? I don't need this.
I don't really want this.
Well, I mean, I don't have the game. So that would be collecting for collecting's sake. Which,
yeah.
And you and I know we're both collectors on our own right. So it's weird.
So Nintendo decided to follow suit with their version of Amiibos. And, you know, everybody wondered back when the Wii U first came out what this little square was, this NFC. Now we know what it is, but we didn't know what it was back then when it came out. What's this little square here?
I thought we always assumed it was going to be a card.
Yeah, or something. Who knew? But turns out it was Amiibos. And they're little interactive statuettes that interact with, at first launch, Super Smash Brothers. But these are really fun, cool-looking statuettes of Mario, Bowser, Peach.
How many do you have?
I have all of them, actually. I have all that have been released so far.
Okay, so here's my second question. Do they work as advertised? I'm going to say, if you read the fine print, yes, they work as advertised. But if you thought you were going to get like a Skylander, because a lot of people I think thought they were going to be like Skylanders, like you put them on the game and you now control this Mario character that you kind of customized and created in the game as your playable character. It's not quite the case. They're NPCs for Smash Brothers. You know, they can play in the game and get you... Help you out,
but you're not controlling them. You're still controlling your own character.
I own 2 of them, Zelda and Link, but I just keep them in the package.
Yeah, and that's probably the safe way to be.
How I roll.
But so they're really fun, and they just look cool. If you're a Nintendo fanboy, to have the whole complete collection is awesome.
Sure.
But it's been ridiculous trying to get the complete collection. I've only had trouble getting one myself. Which was a Lucario, which was a which was a Toys R Us exclusive. Target had their exclusive.
Who was that?
Lucario. He's a Pokemon.
Oh.
He's a Pokemon.
That's why I don't know.
But, and then, of course, just recently, last week, Target released their exclusive, which was Rosalina and Luma from the Mario Galaxy series.
Yeah, and they've been hard to find.
Yeah, they were. They released at 8 o'clock on last Sunday. And the particular Target that I was in line at, had 44, supposedly. And they were gone in 27 minutes.
I don't doubt that. Now, we're all part of the Retro Gamer Society of Oklahoma, and I'll tell you right now, like, a lot of those threads are kind of filled with Amiibo talk because it's so hard to get these things. And the worst part about it is, and we're gonna touch on this a little bit, is it's back to the shoe game analogy. It's resellers. It's not about people that...
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's say that Rosalina
and Luma
was your favorite character.
Uh-huh.
So you went out to go buy that amiibo, right? You can't get it because it's a rare amiibo because people will buy them in droves just to resell them on the secondary market like eBay, Amazon, use them as trade bait, you know, and stuff like that. And that's where my issue comes down to it. Retro gamers, I'm telling you from the heart, don't make your hobby like the shoe game, because the moment it does, you set yourself up for heartbreak. You know, people will get shot over something as trivial as an amiibo. It really comes down to these resellers need to realize that you're hurting the hobby more than you're helping it. And I guess you don't if you don't even care, because you're a reseller at that point. You know, you're not in it because you love this stuff. You're in it because you want to make a profit, you know, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, I am not. I'm a collector, and I have a couple of doubles of some because I honestly forgot that I already had it, and I was buying it, and I was like, I don't think I have that one, and I ended up getting it, and I'm like, oh well, there's a double. I'll just leave it in the package. But there are people that I saw,
and there's been a lot released so far.
If I remember correctly, I think there's 24 that are released. 18, yeah,
24 times. What do they cost?
$14.08 in Oklahoma after tax.
There you go.
So
you do the math, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, you could have almost bought a PlayStation 4 by now.
You said that they're $15 a piece.
$14.08 after tax.
$12.99 plus tax.
$14.08 after tax.
And you said how many you have? 20?
I think there's 24. Yeah. And there's 8 more coming out on
$337.92.
I ain't hating.
And there's 8 more coming out on Valentine's Day. So
like, you should see my stupid shoe collection and what that costs, and it's what it's worth.
You know, it is what it is. People love them. People buy them. People want to collect them. It is kind of like Pokemon. Got to catch them all. And it's only going to get worse. Speaking of amiibos and gaming and so forth, Mario Party 10 comes out in March, and
awesome.
It's being packaged with an exclusive Mario amiibo. So you've got a Mario amiibo that already came out for the Super Smash Bros., but now they have another Mario, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, Toad, and Luigi.
Which I own a couple of Smash Brothers games, but I'm going to be dreadfully honest. Like, I don't like playing those games. Like, they're party games. That's why, like, Mario Party is kind of more my speed, because I think more people will have fun with that. Because, like, you can get good at a Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Mario Party, it's a board game.
Yeah.
The only difference is, though, I think all Nintendo products favor Jules for some odd reason.
Yeah.
I've seen you lose in the thousands of games that we played together of Mario Party. I shit you not, this dude has lost once. I saw him lose once, and it was close.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
it was a reversal of fortune.
I don't think I've ever won. I wouldn't have, because I wasn't the one, so I was always mad.
Yeah. But I can't wait. So we'll definitely have a Mario Party for Mario 10.
Oh, we're gonna shoot.
I already pre-ordered mine, so it's gonna be great.
So I think that's enough Amiibo and Club Nintendo talk. What's our next subject?
I was actually about to do that. Miyazaki's retirement and how it could affect Studio Ghibli, or how it might affect it.
I don't have a lot to talk about on this. As a huge fan, I will just say this: love his work, but you know it was bound to happen at some point. So,
well, what is he? 74?
Yeah. Wow, I don't even know how old he is. I will say this: you got to trust the system, and if you have a studio that's as renowned as Studio Ghibli, you have to know that they have the right backup to continue the legacy. And if they don't, they'll obviously go away. So it's sad in the fact that he won't be an integral part of it, but at the same time, you know what? I'm always down for change.
Yeah, he's
Look,
74.
Steve Jobs passed away. You know, Apple is doing fine. Some might argue that, but it's going to evolve. It's going to turn into its own thing. So you just have to wait and see. That's all I got to say.
But he, initially people thought it was actually Studio Ghibli was closing too when he announced his retirement, but it was a mistranslation. He was just saying he was retiring and he's not going to make any more feature-length films. But I did recently read that his thoughts on Studio Ghibli, though, is like he doesn't know about its future really, like if it can sustain itself, because like hand-drawn animation's going away. Like, this is what he was saying. It's going away, so he doesn't know if there's the talent available to keep it going.
It's an art.
No, that's what he said.
I understand. I know. It's an art. It's just kind of like Disney realizes right now that they can pump out more movies faster doing the computer-generated way than the hand-drawn way. But every once in a while, they release that one movie that's hand-drawn because it's... Or even a short, because that's kind of the old style. You kind of open it up to filmmakers, future filmmakers, to kind of let their art shine. So, as great as Miyazaki is, there's going to be that next person. Like the next Spielberg is out there.
But if like a whole art form goes away, is going away, then less people will be learning it, and so it's going to become less and less viable.
Very possible.
And people are just going to eventually hand drawn. It's going to be 3D
Very
for
possible.
now, and like
and
there won't be any hand drawn at all.
You're absolutely right in the fact that Miyazaki's form and his storytelling was brilliant, but a lot had to do with the art. But I think Jules would even agree with me. If the art can be great, but if the story is not there,
yeah, and that's where I'll chime in on that. Hand-drawn animation, it's a dying art form. Disney, I believe Disney's last hand-drawn film was probably Lilo and Stitch, hand-drawn feature film that was released in the theaters. Maybe I could be wrong.
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog.
At the very least.
Yeah, you might be right
I
about
swear
that
there was another one after that.
Princess and the Frog. I forgot about that one. But so hand-drawn animation is great and all, but even stepping away from hand-drawn animation and just talking about studio now, there have been other releases from studio that were not done by Miyazaki.
They
were done by his
Ghibli
son.
name.
Yeah, but they were done by his son or someone else. And those Tales of Earthsea, those did not do quite as well as anything that he's done. You know, so I think that's probably where the what's going to happen is it will still produce films and they may be good, but they won't be as good as him because he's just a masterful storyteller.
I agree.
So I don't think it'll go away per se, because in Japan he is Walt Disney and people aspire to be like him. So I think there will always be that.
But
he's almost Walt Disney here in the U.S. too.
No.
He almost did. Well,
No.
I mean, he's
No.
I know Disney history. I'm gonna put it this way: Disney died basically right after or right before Mary Poppins came out, and look at what they are now. Now you can't say that everything they pumped out was great, but it really comes down to the person in charge, the person who's in charge of that film. So if you're the director and you get the right people around you and the right storytellers, I mean, the media film isn't going away. Yeah.
But wait, y'all both think that Miyazaki in the U.S. isn't considered like one of the great talents?
Well, he's obviously he's a
like,
talent,
in the West.
but I would not put him up there with Walt Disney. No.
You said in the West.
And Walt Disney wasn't an animator, was he?
Yes, he was.
No, I'm talking about their
say
company and stuff.
No. He's so not known here. It's not even funny.
Oh, but his talent, though.
Do you know why that they released those through Disney? Because of John Lasseter. John
he
Lasseter is
liked-
the head of Pixar right now, but he's the one who went and sought those out, bought the rights for them to release under the Disney label.
With
In
Princess
fact,
Mononoke
right
being the
now,
first
if you
one,
went up to little kids, I'll give you 100 kids. You might find 2 or 3 that actually know what Studio Ghibli
I'll give
is.
you more than that. I'll say 10. You get 10%.
Okay, 10%. Let's even say it like that. Yeah. Because these are art films. And, when they're released...
And we're American, so...
When they're released, they come out under the Studio Ghibli... Disney presents the Studio Ghibli, even though they've already come out
I'm not saying that he's as big as Disney. Mm-hmm. I'm saying his quality of work
we were talking
is
West,
up there. Yeah, I'm talking about in the West.
He's
not as big as Disney, but his quality of work...
These don't make that much money for the Disney Corporation.
His quality of work, though, is up there with Disney's films.
No, I agree with that. If you want to talk...
I don't know. I can't say that.
No.
I can't say the quality of work is up there
compared to animated feature films in Japan, he is their...
Yeah, he is their Disney. He is Japan's Disney.
But not in the West.
But he's not our Disney. No.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying he's, his stuff is better. A lot of his stuff is better than a lot of the movies that are released here in the West, like Disney movies that are released here in the West.
No, I can't agree with that. I think they have, and their topics, I can't agree with that.
No, think of it like this. Think of it like Saturday Night Live. You're going to have waves, right? For Disney, everything he touched was basically gold.
Yeah.
When he passed away, they actually started doing a lot more live action, and then they kind of faded into obscurity with movies that made a little bit of money, or they probably made a lot of money, and they're still considered classics. But when was the last time you referenced The Rescuers, or You know, I'm trying to think.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company, yeah. Good movies on their own, cute. Even Lady and the Tramp, you know, stuff like that. But then they hit another apex with like the 90s with
Little Mermaid,
Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. I mean, those are Lion King. Like those are some amazing movies, and they've now transitioned again, sloped kind of downwards to where the movies aren't so great, even though it's more Pixar now than it is anything else.
Yeah.
So that's what we were saying. All right. I mean, honestly, we love Miyazaki.
But yeah,
we wish him well. We hope he has a great retirement. I hope that Studio Ghibli lives on.
Yeah, it definitely will. But I wonder
how long.
I wonder how the quality of the story.
Because you know what, Studio Ghibli is its own name. So like, even if it's just in Japan, like it'll live on for a long time.
But I'm talking like he'll live on in memory. But how long will it actually be a profitable company?
Guess only
like,
time
that's
will
what
tell.
I mean.
We'd have to live in
Because
Japan.
it's probably going to be his son that will end up taking over. And
His work.
But
he's talented, but his work
even
is
so,
anything
even
like
so,
his
even if
father's.
it is his son, it's still Japan. So like they're they don't care about the West so much. So like as long as they're making money, like
But I don't think that they are making that much money even in Japan.
Well, I guess time will tell.
We have Ghostbusters, the all-female cast, or actually I should just say the Bridesmaids cast.
Well, Bridesmaids / Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. We have Chris Pratt as a possible young Indiana Jones. We have the dude, I can't even think of his name, from Breaking Bad, Aaron. You guys watch Breaking Bad?
Well, yeah. Oh, what?
What's his name?
Aaron Paul?
Aaron Paul as a possible Han Solo.
Yeah, I love the kid, man.
And no, I'm not. We haven't got there that far yet. And then we have just released yesterday, Mel Brooks possibly writing a sequel if Rick Moranis will come out and play Dark Helmet for Spaceballs 2. Okay. So that's a lot to talk about. So let's go off the Ghostbusters casting first.
You know me, if you don't know, I'm a huge comic book person, and I love heroines. I love strong female, cool characters. And you would think that an all-female Ghostbusters cast would be straight down my alley, but I am not sold on this one personally. I think I'll go see it just for nostalgia reasons. I don't like that it's a reboot. I kind of wish it had been just like maybe Ghostbusters, what would this be, 3? And these are the kids of the Ghostbusters, and they're taking on the legacy. I think probably would have been a better story than a reboot, particularly since you got 1, 2, 3 white ones and a black one. Because it just kind of makes sense. They could be the daughters.
That they give, who is the...
I don't know. She's off Saturday Night Live, and she's not that funny.
I would say this, I hope they give her a little more to do. I mean, Ernie Hudson, we love you. We always felt that you should have had more impact in those films.
But I don't know. I personally...
You'll never know until actually even see a trailer of it.
But I personally didn't really particularly care for Bridesmaids that much.
It's alright.
Bridesmaids, to me, was just kind of like, it had its funny moments. And this is the same acting duo, basically, and the same writers and the same director that did Bridesmaids. So it has the potential to be funny, but I don't know.
My only issue was, when I first found out that it was a reboot, was like the original writing team with Dan Aykroyd, and obviously, rest in peace, Harold Ramis, did such a fantastic job with that. I figured they'd already have a script kind of fleshed out that gender really wouldn't have mattered so much. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you have played off that? But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll be down for it because I'm a Ghostbusters fan until I actually see something on it. Willie, were you a Ghostbusters fan?
It's been too long since I've seen when I was a little kid.
I got you.
I heard that they're pretty good, and from what I remember, they were
still
pretty
awesome.
good.
And you know what? People hate on 2. I love 2.
2 was great. I like 2. But
I don't know why people think that's a bad movie.
Because Ghostbusters is one of the biggest movies of the 80s. Just profit-wise, anyway.
2 had the best Bobby Brown song of all time.
What song was Bobby Brown's song was in number 2?
You don't want me to sing it.
I mean, do you know the name of it? Because it's like I have one in my head.
Hold on.
For some reason, I was thinking Every Little Step.
Every Little Step? Is that what you
it's not Every Little Step.
You're so funny. No, it was not Every Little Step.
That's in my head for some
dude, that
reason.
music video, by the way, you people that are listening to us, go look up that video for Bobby Brown. Look it up. Bobby Brown's song from Ghostbusters, because it had an all-star cast in that music
Wasn't it
video.
On Our Own?
On Our Own. Yeah, because Christopher Reeves is in it. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Anyways,
apparently someone Googles that a lot because I just typed in B.O.B. and it's like Bobby Brown Ghostbusters.
Yes. So that's the old Ghostbusters. Chris Pratt is a young Indiana Jones.
I think he'll do good.
I
think he'll do good.
He's like in every big budget movie right now. Like he's beasting.
Honestly, like he should have been from the get go. It's just unfortunate that he was a little chubbier. Okay, so the next one is Aaron Paul as Han Solo. I don't know him. I've seen him in those Xbox commercials for Titanfall.
Is he the one who always says bitch?
Yep, that's him.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I would trust
He might
Disney.
be able to pull it off then.
Disney could pull it off.
Possibly.
Well, J.J. Abrams could pull it off. And Disney has the pocketbooks to pull it off, right? I think, who knows what Han Solo is going to be like. I don't understand, but if he's going to play Han Solo, it's going to have to be a younger Han Solo, right?
Yeah, it would be.
So is he...
Like Chris Pratt is Indiana Jones.
Okay. But I like him. But I loved Breaking Bad, so I'm biased. Anything that guy... I like him. Who knows what Han Solo will be like? I didn't read the books. I didn't read the comics. I just watched the Star Wars movies. So, who knows? I think he'll probably do good. He's not a bad actor.
I liked him from Price is Right.
What?
I said I liked him from Price is Right.
He was on the Price is Right?
Yeah. He actually won.
No weird, like... How do you know that obscurity?
I saw it before. Like I
saw it live on TV.
Aaron
No, I
Paul?
don't think. Yeah, like I saw a clip. I don't know what brought it up, but yeah, I ended up seeing it one time.
Wow, that's
he
funny.
won the showcase. I think actually.
Showcase.
Oh, let's talk about the trailers that we've seen. Fantastic Four, Jurassic Park World, and any other trailers that you guys... Fast and Furious 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's really quickly...
Jurassic Park, thumbs up for me. I think it's going to be great.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
I think
we can do it
great.
that way. I like that. It's kind of like the old school
Siskel and Ebert.
What do we got?
Me?
World.
Oh yeah, that's it. I'm excited for it.
Okay. Me, 2 enthusiastic thumbs up
Yeah.
because I'm such a Jurassic Park
It's going to
nerd.
be awesome.
Next movie.
What was it? The Fantastic Four?
I didn't see
Based
it.
on the trailer,
but
looks awesome.
really,
Because you remember how like when you saw a Marvel trailer or a Marvel film that actually took care of the fact that like, yeah, this is a superhero movie, but let's do it in a serious way to not be cheesy or campy. This is the Fantastic Four movie we wanted.
Oh, okay.
And a black Johnny Storm is awesome.
But I think
like that.
there's like if I remember correctly, I think it's stuff like Doom or Doctor Doom or whatever.
I mean, you really can't.
Like,
it's a teaser.
I don't
right
know.
now.
I didn't
You don't
see
know his
it.
name? Like,
I know the main villain.
what's
Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Like I think I was hearing like he's like a computer hacker or something instead, and like stuff like that. Which
So they're stepping away from the comic book.
yeah,
Taking a lot of liberties. Well, I don't know. I didn't see it, but
Hey, you know what? I trust
Could be
the
good.
fact that Marvel now knows how to make their movies.
is
For a
Marvel
while
making
there-
this one?
it's
Yeah,
just,
it's under. I think it's under Warner Brothers. I could be wrong, but it's still Marvel.
Okay.
producing.
I didn't know that.
So they know how to make their movies now. You know what I mean? So
I thought Fox had that.
I think so.
it might be Fox. It might be Fox. So let's go to the. Let's go to what was the other one? Fast and Furious 7.
Fast and Furious 7 looks amazing. Looks amazing.
I'm not necessarily the biggest Fast and Furious fan.
I'm a huge.
I will say the last one was really good.
Yeah.
Like over the top, but
They're
really
always
good.
over the top.
Just fun.
They got to be over the top.
Just fun. And you know what? Rest in peace, Paul Walker. I really need to see how they
incorporate
yeah.
him.
I'm trying to figure out like because they didn't even have the whole thing shot yet, right? When he
Well, I
passed.
think
brothers-
his brother did.
his brothers came
did,
in.
and did some of his parts because they look so much and sound so much
Oh,
alike.
okay. I was just wondering because I was like, with Jason Statham's character is like killing people,
He's
so
the
I was
assassin.
like,
And
maybe,
I love
maybe they
that
were going
little
to do that.
like clip to kind of show because Tokyo Drift was my personal favorite.
Me too.
And not because of Majin, because I think it was just the best.
It was a great movie. It was a
fun.
great movie. It was
From start
fun.
to
It was
end.
awesome.
I hated that Han
J-pop.
died.
But now the way they tied that together,
Yeah, it
makes
was
so
perfect.
much sense.
Perfect.
We talked about that almost a year or so.
Yeah, I need
ago.
to watch them all again because
We
I don't
talked about
remember
that
how the
almost a
plots
year ago.
intertwine and
Okay,
stuff like that.
and so
But it'll be
I
good.
have them all here.
It'll be really good.
We can also talk one last thing. I don't know if you guys are Spaceballs fans, but
Nope.
Mel Brooks basically said that he would write a script for Spaceballs 2 if Rick Moranis would come out of retirement. Now, Rick Moranis, as some of you may not know, his wife passed away from cancer, and he
Long time
basically
ago.
gave up the business to raise his kids.
Really?
He made enough money
off his royalties,
everything
from
that he didn't need to work anymore. So, personally,
I respect that.
I would love to see him come back, and I'd love to see Mel Brooks write a Spaceballs 2. But for me, I would go see it, but I don't want to take somebody away from what he loves doing. And that's
well, his
spending time
kids,
with
his kids should be in their, at least in their 20s now, shouldn't they?
But he's been so far away. Like, he didn't even come back for the Ghostbusters game, which is the true sequel, sequel to Ghostbusters 2, for the Xbox and PlayStation 3. That was a good game. I at least liked the story.
And I looked it up for Fantastic Fours. It is a 20th Century Fox production.
Sorry, Warner Brothers. You
Makes me
missed
feel-
out.
Well, Warner Brothers, they're always DC now. Any movie they make will be DC related.
So it was just announced, or does somebody else take it?
No, you go ahead.
Well, wasn't it just announced like a couple of days ago?
Yeah.
Yesterday,
that Legend of Zelda was going to get a live action through Netflix?
Yeah.
which threw me for a loop because Nintendo has officially stated on numerous occasions you will never see a live action Zelda because that's their property that obviously have a bad taste in their mouth from Super Mario Brothers. And Link doesn't talk. I mean, he talked in the animated version.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, princess.
That's all his words in the show.
Well, what's funny about it is, like, Nintendo vehemently, like, there have been big name directors that come out and said, I want to do a Legend of Zelda film. And they're like, no, off limits. He will not talk, and he will be ours forever. Now, I don't know what could have possibly changed to get Netflix talking to him at least. I don't think it's been confirmed. They want to do it, and I think Nintendo is kind of receptive to it. I don't think that it's been confirmed it's a green light or anything.
I think it's at the early stages of development. Like,
You know what the early stages of development
I know, like they're meeting together talking about it, and I think with
That's not a green
Netflix
light.
recent, I know, but I think with Netflix's recent track record, like a lot of the original shows that they've been
they're
doing
good.
have been excellent.
House
And
of
so,
Cards, Orange is the New Black.
Blacklist, is that one on there too?
No,
or just sort of
Blacklist is network.
But like maybe they're going to do
their big
Orange is the
ones
New
are
Green or
House of
something,
Cards.
which is
True,
Zelda.
true.
But like
But
I think
Nintendo has been known to pull the plug on something.
No, I understand,
at the
but
last second.
so-
But
Zelda-
it could be good, if it happens
I
because
don't really see it being good.
well,
well,
Zelda is
just
more
based on their track record and making.
Oh, I
good-
see what you're saying.
and
good
I think
films.
Zelda would work better as a series than it would as a movie because you can actually develop a story more.
Not necessarily.
I-
I always saw it as a movie. An epic.
I always
like
think
the Lord of the Rings.
I always think casting will be a big thing. You got to get the right people in the right part
Who
on the
would
bus.
you cast as Link?
I personally would cast Lindsay Sterling if you guys are
You want a
familiar
good
with
girl?
her
As Link?
As Link, yeah. Because she's not an actor. by
Fuck
any
it,
stretch of the
Zac
imagination.
Efron.
Yeah, I could see that too.
No,
I could really see that.
I'm not joking about that.
I know.
But Lindsay Sterling isn't an actress by any stretch of the imagination.
I think Zac
But-
Efron could probably pull it off. I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for that. But
I've seen-
Zach, I'm in your corner on that.
You've seen her
Yeah.
Zelda themes and her videos where she's Zelda on her videos when she does her little music. I think she does it.
They would
she's
never
fun.
risk that.
No, they
Bring
wouldn't
somebody.
risk it. But I like the idea. But it's fun to play with. To see.
Back in the day, I would have said Elijah Wood. Before Lord of the Rings, I would have totally
he's
said
got
Elijah
such
Wood.
a. Ugh.
But now, obviously, no point.
Yeah, but there's who
I think
who knows?
for some reason I think if they did do
I'm not saying I'm going to hate on it.
one, they're going to like get less known actors. Like I don't think they're going to get big.
I wouldn't want to get big.
I think they're
known
going to actually get lesser known actors to do it.
I can imagine
We'll
their
see.
casting being as the way they did Orange is the New Black, where most of those actors or actresses in that show were relatively unknown before the show, and now they're amazing.
It's cheaper.
Well, yes and no. Here's the thing: Zelda is a known product. House of Cards, Orange is the New Black was basically, think of it as a new IP. It was a spec script that was floating around, and then it turned into something. So with Legend of Zelda, they don't want that to fail, and the easiest way for something to not get as much traction because
you don't have a name behind
Orange
it,
is the New Black and House of Cards has Kevin Spacey. Keep in mind, these were that would appeal to a lot of different people. Zelda is a fantasy.
It's gonna have a niche market.
It's gonna have a niche market, but they don't
casting
know.
has been
They don't.
paramount.
Yeah, they don't know. So
Like
and
if you
I
get a
agree.
good director behind it, though, like I think, with a Legend of Zelda, my personal opinion is that it actually would be a little bit better for them to have lesser known actors
Well, it's
because
kinda sad.
because you would have if you had like actual name like big name actors, people will see them and not be able to like take
just
them,
associate them from previous roles.
Yeah,
very possible.
And so like it'd make it
like
hard.
Elijah Wood, like you said.
Elijah Wood was, but I mean he became well on that thing is like this took a dream project away from me. I always wanted to direct a Legend of Zelda movie. So whatever.
Get your little action figures
I don't want it to fail.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it even happens. So I mean that's all I gotta say on it, really.
Well, it'll be neat if it does. I'll go see it or I'll watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if it's free to with my subscription.
Sure,
I'll watch
exactly.
it. I'll stream it.
All right, so last thing will be piracy and how it can affect the industry, or how it is affecting the industry. Y'all both just got really quiet.
Because I'm going to put it to you like this. There is no circumstance where piracy helps that market that I can think of. I thought about that too. I'm like, I don't see how piracy can help any...
It's kind of a double-edged sword. There are... these are the ways that it kind of has helped. A lot of times it will bring something that maybe someone wouldn't normally have access to or have seen in the first place. It gives them a way to actually see it. And then a lot of times, and then a lot of times they'll
like really.
But wait, that's another thing I'll get to. But like they get to see it, and then they might go out and actually find the legal way of getting it. That's what it was in the past. But also with piracy,
FBI Willie Cox. Willie Cox the Third.
I have all the subscriptions to like everything right now. But what I'm saying is like with people pirating so much, it caused the companies in the industry to have to adjust and figure out more ways to actually get the product to the people to where they would actually go that route than pirate. So that's why we have stuff like Netflix streaming service. We have things like Funimation streaming service. All these different streaming services.
Saying, but I don't think that piracy is going to help the industry.
No, not anymore. But I'm saying it initially changed a lot of the things in the industry and how it functioned. If you actually look up some of the reports and stuff, some of the statistics, it actually has helped certain companies and stuff. I don't pirate though.
I personally, piracy to me, it's basically stealing.
It's not basically stealing. It's stealing.
So
and you know what?
And you're not going to go out if I can go out and download whatever new movie just came out. Let's say John Wick, whatever. I download John Wick and I watch it once and I like it. I'm not going to go out and buy it again.
Exactly. Exactly. And on top of that, I like to physically own stuff. Now, I used to go see movies. Oh my God! I saw movies all the time in the theater. I don't remember the last movie I saw because it is cheaper to wait the couple of months before it comes out on Blu-ray, and I'll just buy the Blu-ray. Hit or miss, I mean, I'm still paying less. Now, you have to understand, back in the day, it wasn't like that for you youngins out there. So, if you saw a movie or the movie came out in the theater, you could possibly wait up to 2 years before it was released on VHS. Yeah. So
I definitely agree with what Willie's saying, about piracy changing the availability of certain media through piracy. Yeah, back then. That definitely is now.
Well,
now,
also,
I don't think it helps anymore.
It's also pushed it up, like we were talking about.
Like with the streaming
they got
and so forth.
Pump that fucker out as soon as it's done, because it's like the moment it leaves the consciousness of the public, they will not make money off of that.
A prime example, look at Interview. Look at the Interview. It was hacked, released, whatever you want to call, whatever. Some people say it was all media, but I don't know anything about that. But just example, it was supposed to have this awesome big release right around Christmas, and it didn't happen, right? And they're like, oh, well, we can't do this, so we need to release it to the people in some way, shape, or form. So we'll do it on Amazon, right? Was it Amazon first?
Xbox, like Xbox
Instant queues type stuff.
I think it came out on those multiple platforms.
Or no, Google's,
iTunes, whatever. It came out at the same
some
time.
kind of instant access, and then Netflix bought it, and then but people were already downloading it because it was already out there, and so they were like, oh my gosh, we're probably losing whatever little money we can still salvage from this movie, and we got to get this out to the people. So but piracy didn't help. I don't believe helped.
Well, look at the movies that have gotten released before they actually came out.
Now,
like Wolverine, Expendables 2, 3 maybe. Like they flipped their shit because you work so long on a project just to get it released to the public for free. Now, that might be a small percentage of people that are actually going to see that movie anyways. But I mean, it's just like if you put something out there that you're like worked really hard on, and all of a sudden somebody was just like, yoink, boom, enjoy.
Like I was saying, though, it is a double-edged sword because there are some people out there who like to test things before they buy, and so like by seeing it, like you said, you like physical copies, they might actually look and then go and buy the actual physical copy.
That's a small percentage.
It's actually bigger than what you would think it is, and then also
I will argue that to my dying breath, because if I saw a movie that I was like, oh, this is really good, I think my initial reaction was like, I should go buy that, but I'd probably be like, screw it, I already saw it. I have access to it anytime I want.
Like if you go to a movie theater, then eventually you buy it anyway.
I stopped.
Yeah.
I honestly did. Like, unless that movie blew my socks off, like, my Blu-ray collection is not getting any bigger. I really just, I haven't seen a movie in the theater in a long time that I was just like, I gotta own that. And you know what? Here, I'll even prove it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot of stuff that's still sealed that I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna buy that as soon as it comes out, after I've already seen it. And you know what? It just stays sealed.
They can't see that, right?
You can't see I know. But I'm proving to the people sitting down that literally I do that. And I think you do it too. I bet you have a bunch of sealed stuff.
But like I do it with anime, and some of that is because it was like back in the day before I had a decent before I had a decent job and stuff. Like I used to like download anime and things like that, and then once I actually got money, I subscribed to all the streaming services, and I did go back and buy those discs, those actual physical copies.
I think you're the minority on that.
Yeah, I think you're definitely the small number. I don't think a lot.
You're
of
an anime enthusiast. If let's say that you're an anime fan, like you would watch it and go, "That was really good."
I'm gonna buy that.
Like a lot of the overall, I think it has initially helped the industry. I don't think like you can do that.
I'm not talking now. Do you think now it's helping this?
Now I don't think people should be doing it now. There are like you were saying, there are the small groups of people who would like still go out and buy it. But yeah, I think overall now it's kind of hurting it. But the fact that it's changed how the industry works is a good thing. Like take for example Funimation. They now do simulcast dubs. So
you can't pirate it anymore.
Yeah,
you're
that's
talking,
what I'm saying. They've changed the industry.
Straight up anime though, like anime is such a small subsection of film. Like it really is if you really break it down.
You know, movies and stuff too. Like now you can actually watch a lot of the movies while they're in theaters on demand.
That is because of piracy.
Yeah, that's my point. I'm saying that the piracy initially changed the marketplace.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying, though, that piracy helped change the business environment.
I think it had to. They had to adapt, or they were just going to lose too much money.
And so, in that sense, it was a good thing. Now it's not, but it was a good thing initially. It's helped.
Well, it really depends. Like, do you care how long it takes for a movie to
come out? I'd like to not have to wait. Like, I'm going to use anime as a thing. I'd like not having to wait 2 years to get like an English dub of an anime series. I like that I can actually have the option of watching it the same week that it was released in Japan.
Okay.
Or
I agree with that.
Cartoon Network or Adult Swim.
Very cool.
The same day it's being released in Japan, like we're both groups are watching at the exact same time.
You
That's
also have
cool.
to understand that one, it won't change. So regardless if you want piracy to stop, that's gonna be my main issue is like it's ingrained just like anything else. You will not be able to get rid of it. You can shut it down. The FBI can shut it down. Like there will be another group that comes along that will start pirating it, and obviously
bootlegging has been around
sure
since VHS and Betamax, right?
I think the difference is it's so easy.
It's so much easier now. So much easier to get everything.
Whatever you want. We live in a world today, and it's going to be even easier later on in the future, where like you want something, just a couple clicks away.
Yeah.
Now that's on you, though, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of piracy personally, but it is what it is. It happens.
We don't want any of you to get in trouble. So
why are y'all winking while y'all say that?
Shut up.
Why are you doing air quotes?
Thanks, Willie. Willie Cox, FBI, please go. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying, they already know my stance on it that initially.
No,
you shouldn't do it now.
You have the right status on it. I think what you were trying to bring it up was.
I think, and you made a good point, but it doesn't help us now.
That's what I said. It doesn't help us now.
The media outlet.
What you also didn't really touch on was where it hurts the consumer, where they prices go up because they're like, well, we got to take into account that we're going to lose at least 10% of piracy, if not more. So let's boot the price up. And an anime, like, I don't know what it was like when you were growing up, but there was usually like a shirt at the cons that we went to that was like anime's cheaper than or is more expensive than crack. Well, that was the case because I could remember going to get a 2 to 3 part episode VHS $40 at Suncoast.
At least $29
when Suncoast was around. So like, yeah.
It's still expensive.
There's a reason. I agree.
Expensive.
Well, it is way cheaper than it was.
It's way cheaper than it was, but it's still expensive.
Bandai and Aniplex, they are still expensive for their stuff. They still release like actual sets that are $400 or $500 for their box sets.
Okay, I don't know.
Because they do direct imports, and so...
See, people think that I didn't watch anime back in the day. I watched anime. I was there when Streamline Pictures was putting out their really good stuff. And, you know, manga was just started, essentially. You know, we're talking late 90s, early 2000s, maybe mid-90s. It just got too expensive for me. And then I just fell out of love with it. It's still good. It's just, I don't know. And now that it's everywhere, it's kind of nice. I can kind of watch some stuff now. So. But anyways, I think that's all I got to say on it. What about you guys?
That's it.
I mean, I already voiced my opinion on it. It doesn't help us now, but it did help overall to change the way we get our media quicker.
Gotta keep moving forward. So, wait till it's downloaded into your brain.
That's next week, I think.
Nice.
This has been the first episode of the Nerdgasm Podcast, and go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Check us out on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Nerdgasm Channel, and our Facebook page. Once again, facebook.com/Nerdgasm Channel, and we'll put the links and stuff like that in the description. But we hope that you enjoyed it. Give us feedback as well. Keep tuning in. We'll try to put these out as often as possible, like maybe try once a week or once every 2 weeks. But this is our initial trial episode.
And also, we like to hear from you guys, so let us know what you want us to talk about. So if you think there's something out there you think we should touch on, we have opinions on everything, or at least I do.
Even if we don't, we'll make it up.
Yeah.
I'm Willie.
I'm Zach.
Jules.
Till next time.
See you guys.